Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Today's going to be a little bit different of a video. I'm going to be talking about a discussion that's been going around Twitter today and providing a little bit more context to what's going on. So we have a post here from Nephew Sam. He's very helpful to the trading community. He's posted a lot of tools, indicators that are helpful for people trying to train their eyes to see areas of liquidity, order blocks. He's been doing a great job of automating concepts and making it easier for people to see on their charts. Now, I'm not the type of person that likes to have a lot of tools on my chart. I rather mark it out manually, but I think it's really helpful for people that are, trying to train their eyes to see these things and, just getting used to them. So go check his library of indicators or tools out. Some of them might be helpful to y'all. And I just want to kind of start this off by saying I'm really not throwing any shade here. I'm just analyzing the data that's been presented. And then also I'm going to be showing some other data that kind of follows its intention a little bit more. So the intention of this, it seems, was not necessarily to disprove ICT's concept, but once he came and found this data, it seems like he had more doubt in ICT's concept of on bullish weeks, the low of the week will form on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, 70% of the time. Oh, and on bearish weeks, the high of the week will form on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 70% of the time. And that's from ICT, of course. So in this diagram right here, we have data compiled over 10 years, tally marking or basically counting what days and how many times were the high and the low of the week formed. Now, there's something in here that's not taken account or that wasn't accounted for. And that's really important if we're trying to, disprove or prove the Tuesday, Wednesday rule that he's talking about, or the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday rule, which is what we talked about right here. So the problem with this data right here is that it doesn't take into account whether the week is bullish or bearish. And I'll tell you why that's a problem. So I'm going to go over to a whiteboard really quick. I'm going to draw something out so that we can all understand. One sec. Oops. All right, so this right here, let's assume this is a weekly candle, right? And this is a weekly bullish candle. So I'll draw that in just a little bit. It's green. So that's our weekly bullish candle. So what we need to know about this is, of course, it has a low of the week and a high of the week, right? So if we're trying to find out, how to trade this weekly candle expansion higher, this high of the week isn't really going to be relevant to us, right? Because that's going to form near the end of the week, near Friday, Thursday, Friday. And it's unlikely that this is going to be relevant to your analysis if you're bullish on the week. But what will be relevant is if the low of the week forms. So if you have a low of the week and then you trade higher throughout the week to close, it makes sense that the high of the week is going to be formed near the end of the week on Thursday or Friday, right? Because anytime we have a bullish expansion on a weekly time frame, so a bullish weekly candle expansion, that means the week started, went higher, and then it closed, right? So near the end of the week is going to be that high of the week. So the problem with this is, and with this data that we were just looking at, is every single time one of these bullish candles forms a high of the week on Friday, it's putting a tally mark in one of those heat map sections for Friday. Even though the low of the week may have formed on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday for this candle, like ICT says, it's going to add a tally mark to Friday as well because the high of the week formed there. Now, if we were to separate this and only look for the lows of the week on bullish weeks, and then for bearish weeks, I'll put a bearish candle here. Make it red. If this is our bearish candle, we should be looking for the highs of the week, right? And every time a low of the week forms near the end of the week, it's also tallying that into Nephew Sam's heat map there. Now, the problem with that is not studying the concept that ICT shared. The concept that ICT shared is on bullish weeks, the low of the week will form on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday 70% of the time. And on bearish weeks, the high of the week will form on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday 70% of the time. Back to this data, that's not what this is testing. This is testing when do highs and lows of the week form regardless of bias, which you're going to get a ton of tally marks on Fridays for bullish candles when you shouldn't even be tallying the highs of the week for that week. You should be tallying the low of the week. So let's go over to some data that actually separates the bullish weeks and the bearish weeks, and we'll see that this concept is perfectly valid. So I posted this a while back in September, and then I had somebody back test it. This was on Bitcoin daily data for 5 years of time. You could do this on Forex and it would do practically the same thing. 240 weeks. And what he did here was when the weekly candle is above zero, meaning when the weekly candle closed above its open, a bullish week, the low of the week was formed Monday through Wednesday, 106 out of 127 times. So that's 83%. So basically what that's saying is on bullish weeks, the low of the week was formed during low. So again, this concept is proved by both of those sets of data because we separate the bullish and the bearish weeks. If we don't, the data will be skewed and you will not see this concept represented by that data. Now, if we look at another breakdown of this, just to make it a little bit easier, on the left, we have our bearish weeks. So weekly candle red, notice the high of the week was formed on Monday 66 times, Tuesday 17 times, and Wednesday 14 times. And then Thursday and Friday, a total of 9 times. So that's clearly well over 70% of the time that the week was bearish, the high of the week formed on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. That aligns with this concept. Now, if we look on the right, for bullish weeks, weekly candle green, where we should be analyzing the low of the weeks and not counting the highs of the week. If the weekly candle is green or expanded higher, the low of the week formed Monday 72 times, Tuesday 20 times, and Wednesday 14 times. And then a total of 18 for Thursday and Friday combined. So again, when the weekly candle was bullish, the low of the week was formed well over 70% of the time on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, like said here. So what we can take from this is that it's very necessary to take into account the weekly candle direction, because otherwise, every time you have a bullish weekly candle like here, it's going to tally these Thursday and Friday highs of the week, which are naturally going to happen because the weekly candle is expanding throughout the week. Near the end of the week, it creates its high. That's going to be Thursday or Friday, usually on a bullish week. So you're going to be adding all these Thursday, Friday, high of the week tallies into your other data, and it's going to skew what you're actually looking for, which is right here. So again, I'm not trying to disprove any of this data here. I'm just saying that it does not serve the right intention. And I also want to clear up any doubts for people that, have been looking at this and are used to trading with that concept in mind, but now are having some doubts related to it. You have to have the context in order to see if this concept is valid or not. So I hope that was helpful for some of y'all that have been reading through this conversation today. And, feel free to look through this data a little bit more yourself. You can test it on your own too. But what I'm basically trying to get across is that if you have a bullish week, the low of the week will form 70% of the time on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So this tweet right here, what about the Tuesday, Wednesday rule? Am I missing something? Yes, you are missing something. Again, I'm not throwing shade. I'm just adding to this to kind of help, add to the discussion, clear some doubts, and, make the data a little bit helpful to all of us. But yeah, I hope this was enjoyable. A little bit of a different video this week. And yeah, let me know what you guys think.